First Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. Let no man deceive you himself. No, Salakia. That's pretty much it. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you. I came out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This lesson is entitled, an unhealthy diet is wickedness. And, these are one of these uncomfortable conversations because, being in this truth, we fall into, comfort foods, eating things that bring us comfort. And they happen to be those unhealthy foods because it feeds the flesh. It's really the flesh that we're trying to appease by that, But our body is the temple of the Most High. The Heavenly Father is using our bodies like a temple. You can't defile the temple. You have to keep the temple in order. You have to keep the temple clean. The temple is a very sacred place, right? But some brothers are not treating their temple like it's a sacred place, and that is an evil thing. Let's go to let's go to this word defile in the Greek. This word defile is phthero, and it says to corrupt, to destroy, right? So when you put these negative things in you, right, they corrupt and destroy you. Fast food, too much simple carbs, right? Because there's a difference between complex carbs and simple carbs. These things turn into sugar quickly, and ultimately it's not good for you. You eat certain things, you have a particular diet, you really drain the spirit from you. You're more in the spirit when you eat a proper diet. And I know because I've had both. I've had very good diets and I had very poor diets. And you could feel the spirit less. It's lessened. Your connection is diminished when you're eating those bad diets because you're corrupting your temple. You're corrupting your temple. And it said that anyone that corrupts his temple shall the Most High destroy. Right? It is written, and it's a commandment. This is Ecclesiasticus 37 and 27. It says, "My son, prove thy soul." These are commandments here. It says, "My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it." Right? So if you're eating a poor diet, you know that that's not good for you. You can feel the difference. When you're eating, it's like, it's not the best thing to eat, but you eat it anyway, right? It's you're giving yourself something that is evil for it, And ultimately, there's ways that we can eat certain things that are pleasurable unto us in a righteous way. You can make a more healthy burger. You can make, sweet potato fries, but using natural sweet potatoes and chop them up in a particular way and just bake them normally without all the canola oil and madness that ultimately destroys your body. Of course, that would take you getting out of that lazy state of mind, which you're in that state of mind because it's a demon, that lazy demon that hops on us, right? But ultimately, once you get over that, it will that will lead to a better life ultimately. Eating better. It says, for all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing. Okay, unsatiable means you can't be satisfied. You eat certain things are designed for you to feel like that. Chips. You can't just have 3 chips. You got to constantly eat, because it was made like that. A certain amount of salt, in a certain amount of oil. It makes you to constantly want more and more and more, right? Nor too greedy upon meats, right? And we eat way too much meat in this society. For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. So you can't tell me that's not evil, having an excess of meat, having excess of eating things that are not healthy. The scriptures already warn us about these things. But the thing is, when you're in the flesh, it's easier to get in the flesh than it is to get out of the flesh. Okay? It's easier to get in the flesh than it is to get out of the flesh. All right? So that's where Satan wants you. He wants you to be eating these things because ultimately then you're also disarmed. What you put into your body, it affects everything else. It affects everything else. Right? It says, by surfeiting have many perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. Okay, there's a reason why Daniel, he didn't want to eat of the king's meat. Right? When you look it up, the king's meat is, was full of, fried foods and things of that nature, which could have very well been lawful food there. Of course, you can, the king ate lawful food as well, but it was food that wasn't good for the temple. Right? This is Daniel's 1 in verse... Let's start at verse 8. It says, but Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat. He didn't want to defile himself. Okay? Whether it was lawful or not, which it could have been lawful foods, right? But it's just, it's the way it was made, and, it wasn't healthy. Okay? Nor with the wine which he drank, which wine we know is lawful, but Daniel didn't want to drink that. Okay? You see? And the scriptures say we can drink wine, but it also qualifies that we are to drink it in moderation. Right? See, that's a part that brothers sometimes ignore, is the moderation part. It says, therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now the Most High had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see you, For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat, which is greenery, okay, and water to drink, right? Then if you eat that for an extensive amount of time, you trust me, your body will start to heal itself for sure. It says, then let our countenance be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children of the that eat the portion of the king's meat, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer, meaning more beautiful, and fatter in flesh than all the children of which did eat of the portion of the king's meat. Okay? So if you go to, the NLT of the verse 15, it says, at the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier and better nourished than the young men who had been eating the food assigned by the king, right? Because it looks good, but it's not good for you, right? So when you eat the things that are right, what happens is you become more full of life ultimately. You see? And you eating those type of foods, negative foods, what happens is it puts demons on us. That's what it does. It puts demons on us. Okay? It says, thus Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them pulse, because the demons can flourish more in that type of environment. It's harder for them to flourish in an environment that's alkalinic, right? Because if your body's in proper tune, and your mind is in proper tune, and your spirit is, is more connected to the Most High, Since the Stoic challenge that I've been doing, and part of the Stoic, and another thing is, the Stoic challenge is not just the eating. That's just one part of it. The whole thing that you're doing, the whole routine is beneficial. Especially when it comes to the reading. All of that helps you to be in a more spiritual mind state. We got a brother that, he doesn't usually, he brings out precepts, but he's not the main person bringing out the precepts. There's 2 main people that bring out the precepts the most, but then this brother, he was outpassing those brothers this week, because he's one of the brothers that was on the Stoic challenge, right? So he's been surpassing those brothers when it came to precepts, and those are precept men, So that's all because what? He's more in the spirit, It says, as for these 4 children, and you get more dreams as well, more spiritual dreams, right? As for these 4 children, the Most High gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. All right, so these were high-level men. Daniel was a high-level man, and he along with the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and they were friends because they were they were of the elect. Okay, so their spirits were intertwined. And they were men of wisdom. See, there's a lot of things that were natural to us back then that we lost being in this beast system, following after these ways, which really ultimately destroy you. From a youth up, from children, we've been being taught this from our mothers and on up. And it leads to destruction. It leads to destruction. It may feel good in the flesh, but these things lead to destruction. It leads to destruction, and it's not good. It's not good. With that, just a little quick video I wanted to make. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakbadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.